Hello, thanks for joining me tonight. Last week, we started talking about 5 choices that we can make to chart a better future. And we're finding these choices, these decisions that we can make in the book of 2 Timothy chapter 1. Listen to what verse 3 of 2 Timothy 1 says. I thank God, whom I serve as my ancestors did with a clear conscience, as night and day I constantly remember you in my prayers. If we want to chart a better future, we need to choose gratitude and reject cynicism. And this is what we see Paul doing as he begins this letter. He is in prison at this time. And we find out from this book that he has come to believe that he is not going to get out of prison this time. He's actually going to die. And he's writing to Timothy, who is battling with false teachers at the church in Ephesus. He's got some health issues that he's dealing with. There is a lot that Paul could feel cynical about. There is a lot of things that we could feel cynical about today as well. There's failures, there's defeats, there's flaws, there's things that just keep coming at us to make life difficult. And we can see this in our own lives. We can see this in the lives of others around us. And we have a choice to make. Do we focus on those things? Do we focus on all of that, the failures and the defeats, or do we choose gratitude? Do we look for the things that we can be thankful for? Paul chooses gratitude. In her book, The Gift of Thanks, Margaret Visser uses the image of soil in talking about gratitude. See, gratitude is something that we can cultivate. And so she talks about how soil refers to the disposition of a person to be grateful. And our freedom is that we can choose to be grateful or not. And that's one of the realities of gratitude, is that it is a choice that we make. We can either show it or we can be ungrateful. You and I are able to cultivate an attitude of gratitude within ourselves. But Visser goes on as she's talking about the soil analogy and says, an ungrateful disposition, by contrast, is often hard and dry. It's like soil that is not good to try and grow stuff in. It's not easy, and a person who has this kind of soil, this ungrateful disposition, is not easily moved by kindness. They're unwilling to be kind in return. And in fact, in some European languages, people will talk about poor soil as being ungrateful. As Paul writes to Timothy, he has cultivated a grateful heart and grateful soil in his life. And he begins by expressing his gratitude. He's thankful to God and that God has called him and all that God has done for him. But then he is also expresses his thankfulness for Timothy. I pray for you always. And if you know anything about their relationship, Paul viewed Timothy as like a dear son to him. And one of the powerful things about gratitude that we need to remember is that when we express gratitude for something or to someone, and someone else sees this, it has the power to begin to cultivate a grateful spirit in someone else. As we think about this today, I want to challenge you. How can you choose gratitude over cynicism? Who could you call? Who could you text? Who could you reach out to and express some gratitude to this week? Hope that encourages you today, and I hope that we'll see you back here on Sunday for our Sunday service.